All right, welcome back to Doobie Dollars podcast. Today it's me, Paislee, and I got Bigg Cuz in the building.
Yo.
You can ask Bigg Cuz.
One and only.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. It's hot out there today.
It is, but you know that's Texas. It's hot every day.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So, are you from Texas?
No, I'm from Chicago, but
Oh, okay.
I've been out here for like 12 years. So most people think I'm from Houston.
Mhm.
So I just.
Well, you've been out here long enough.
Exactly.
So, why Houston?
Actually, my mom moved down here first, and then like I came down here to visit her, and like I found the school I ended up going to, and like just fell in love with the city. It was like, man, I can stay here. Like, I'm cool. Cause I don't know, I just love everything about the city, just the vibe, the people. I don't like the heat, but outside of that,
Okay, so
everything else is cool.
Houston heat or Chicago's cold? Because it gets cold there.
I like the cold. I like having to deal with the snow and having to go shovel and all of that. Like all of that's live to me, and it's like I kind of miss that. Like now that I don't see it, so when I do see snow, I don't know. I feel like I like it even more now. Like I don't know, snow is just live. I'm a big kid at heart, so like I be trying to play in the snow and all of that.
Okay.
But like the heat out here is just like no escaping it. Like the AC doesn't go far down though.
Yeah, it's hot. You can have your AC on like 65. It's like, oh my gosh, like is it gonna cool off yet?
Right. It's terrible.
So what was it like growing up in Chicago? Is it rough like what they say? Like, 'cause I know people from there, and I didn't like, but then some of the stuff I hear in rap, it's not really.
So it's like honestly, I believe that like everywhere, every major city has like have bad areas.
Okay.
But like in Chicago, the area that I grew up in, it was pretty bad. But I don't know, like at my house, like my parents were like pretty straight and narrow, so like I didn't like it wasn't a lot of stuff that I had to deal with like just at home or whatever. It was just like more like just being around it, like from my friends because they had whatever situation they had going on, and then obviously like going to school or whatever. But like I didn't have it like too hard like being out there. Like most of the hard stuff I had to deal with was down here. Like when I moved to Houston, like that's when I jumped off the porch and really started like getting in trouble or whatever. But like in Chicago, like I don't know, it was kind of live. Like I had all of my family up there, and we was just chilling. I was a good kid. I did good grades and all that. And I don't know, something about Texas.
Why Texas made you get into trouble?
I don't know. I just like
You've been
I guess
in
it was just
Houston
my age.
12 years.
Yeah. So it was just like I don't know. That was kind of my like coming of age kind of time for me. Like I was like out of high school, but I was like really like starting to stand on my own too, like as far as just moving around and like being a real adult or whatever. So it was just like I had more stuff to get into. I'm out here on like I'm not on my own, but I'm not like living at my mom's house or nothing. So like I could do what I want. So it's just like I don't know, I just had more access to different things out here versus like being a kid in Chicago.
Okay.
It was just like limits to how far out there I could really get,
But you come to a new city, you grown or think you grown because everybody's not really grown
exactly.
at 18,
I can get
19.
out here, straight up.
Okay, so how'd you get into music? Did you know you wanted to be a producer?
So I started off as a rapper, and so like that's what I was passionate about. That's what I felt like I was really good at, and like I started producing because I didn't have anybody to like do beats for me. This was like before like YouTube beats and all of that. So like if you were a rapper, like you were really just rapping on like instrumentals and stuff until you like got put in a situation with other producers. So like I just started making beats like just to like out of a necessity. But that ended up what I was good at. And I was like just getting more opportunities as a producer than I was as a rapper. And then like once I started doing audio, it was just like, that was it. Like I knew I was way better as an engineer than I was as a rapper. So it was like, man, y'all can have that. Like I'll leave that to everybody else. Let me focus on what I'm good at,
Okay. Speaking of YouTube beats, I wanted to get your opinion because I like to ask different producers. How is this generation with these new rappers wanting to get YouTube beats instead of coming to purchase a beat from like yourself?
I don't knock either one. As long as you get your paperwork together. Like I see a lot of situations where people like use YouTube beats and they just like get the song and just start running with it, and they never go back and like do any kind of paperwork with the producer. And so like when you don't do that, like it leaves it up in the air for somebody else to come and buy that beat and like steal it from under you, because once it's sold, it's sold. It doesn't matter how many views you go and get up on YouTube. At that point, like they're all going to somebody else anyway, you know. So like working with like a particular producer, like I feel like you have I don't know, like things are more straightforward. It's like, hey, I did this beat for you, like it's your beat, especially you pay for it, like it's not going anywhere else. Like we ain't even gotta have that conversation, you know, like it's already understood, like this is your song. So it's just like, I don't know, as far as like the simplicity of everything, like it's way better like working with a producer, and it's just building that relationship, you know, because these YouTube producers, they're not gonna promote your song, man. Like they don't care. Like you're just one dude out of a million people who wanted this beat, you know, versus like you come and get with me or some other producer, like we gonna like build that song up, and then when you drop it, if it's hard, I'm gonna promote it, I'm gonna get behind it, like,
and
yo, y'all gotta check this out.
Networking relationship, which I think is more important.
Exactly. You know, you gotta like when you out here spending your money, like I like investing in people versus like a product. Like, you know, if I invest in, you know, a producer by buying a beat from you, it's like we building that rapport. Like this may not be my best friend, but I'm more than just like a name on a piece of paper. Like I'm a real person, you know, and that can go somewhere. Like that can turn into something, you know.
And then you never know who's gonna get on your beat, and it takes off.
Right.
So you've been working with some hot people. So how did you link up with Ken the Man?
I linked up with Ken through Peanut, which is Fastlane's old manager. Okay. And like way back in the day that passed away. So R.I.P. to Peanut. But he brought her through the studio because at the time, like when Fastlane was first, like when he was like first. Like when the rest of the city was really getting up on him, like we used to have everybody coming by the studio, you know, to work with Lane. So anybody that was making any kind of noise, like Peanut was just like tapped in. So he was like, man, let me go like, you know, connect these dots. So he brought her through, and like she did a hook on a song with the homie Big Bad Cab. And she was like I did something on it like real quick. I was just moving super quick, you know. And she was like, oh, you trying to be my regular producer, huh? Like yeah, like I'm live, you know. So like we just linked in, and like that was it. Like I've recorded everything she's done like since then.
Yeah,
you know, some years ago.
That's where I first heard of you. Like, who is Big? You could ask Bigg Cuz. Yeah. What we asking him? I'm like, who is this person? But I was a big fan of hers. So the more I hear, I'm like, okay. Then I got to meet you like a month or so ago. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting. And now you went platinum. I'm correct.
It's unofficial that it's platinum, but officially, yeah, it's gold. Okay. The song that I did with Mo3 and Kevin Gates is at gold right now. Okay. But it is it's eligible for platinum status now. So we like. Oh,
we'll be speaking that into existence. Right. Yeah. For
so,
sure.
You know, so yeah, that one's already up there, and just like, you know, he's trying to get another one. Like we're working on Ken's next project, so I got really high hopes on that one, because like this project is like stupid hard. Like if y'all like for the 304s, like this one is killing that one.
Okay, well I'm excited for that project.
For sure.
So who else have you worked with?
Of course, Ken the Man, Mo3, Fastlane. I was like, we were just talking before the camera started. I just finished a song with Murray, who's like super hot right now. I'm actually a big fan of his, so I'm kind of geeked about that one. Yeah. But yeah, like a bunch of people, of course, out here in Houston, that are just like on the come up, that like, you know, that I just be tapped in with, because like if it's somebody that's like really doing something in the city, I try to reach out to, like, you know, like let it know, like, hey, you know, I see you, I see what you're doing. Like even if we don't work together, just, you know, as somebody else is doing something in the city, I see you, salute, you know, keep it up. You know, just connecting the dots like that. Even if I can't get in the studio with somebody, you know, I just, you know, I try to connect the dots like that. Just, you know, because there's so much going on in the city, and people are just like, you know, you tapped into like your situation, and you got your blinders on. So like people don't even know that like it's so many plaques in the city. It's so many people that got brand new plaques this year in the city, you know.
Houston's getting like lit.
Yeah, the city is lit right now. So, you know, it's just, you know, like I said, I'm just trying to tap in with all that.
Okay, cool. So I see you collab with other producers. What do you think about collabing with other producers, or do you think
So-
it's beneficial for the two of you?
It's definitely beneficial.
Okay.
Before I wasn't like a big fan of it because I like my style, I like what I do, and you know, again, I'll be having blinders on. But working with the other producers is cool because, like, for one, even though we're all doing the same thing, we all have different ways of doing it. So it's always like live for me to like see what other producers are doing, like even for them to get to the same conclusion, like how their steps were to get there. So it's like good to like, you know, pass on techniques between people. And then it's also like, it's, you know, people think different. So it's like something that I wouldn't have even thought to do on this beat, somebody else might think of.
Oh yeah.
You know, and different producers have their different strong suits. So it's just like, you know, I know that this guy, every time he does his 808s, they like jumping out the gym. So, you know, like it's cool to like, all right, I can do a melody and let him do the 808s and see what we come up with, you know. So it's like, it's just, it's like taking your own beat and just like taking it up to another level because it's a different, you know, brain involved in it.
Okay.
So like, and then especially like once you get into like shopping for placements, like two heads are always better than one. Like somebody else may have a whole different set of people that they can shop this beat to than I can. You know,
and
so,
y'all have both of your fan bases and supporters and
exactly
stuff, and then collab, boom, it's only up from there.
Exactly.
And that's what I try to really get people to think, that cross promoting, no matter what type of industry, and is always good, especially if you have someone who's just as lit as you and y'all doing y'all's thing. Like,
right,
sky's the limit.
And like one thing, like I try to do is like focus on people that are like on my level, like you saying, that are just as lit as me. So it's just like it's not always the people that above you that can like really do something for you. It's more about like on your level. Cause like I got homies that like we all started music together like around the same time, or like people I've just met along the way that like, you know, didn't have a lot going on at the time, but now fast forward a few years, like now they super poppin', you know. So it's just like
you never know when somebody's timing is.
You never know, like you know. So I like I was saying before, like investing in people. If you're dope at just you being you, like it doesn't matter how many credits you got or the placements and all of that. Like all of that'll come. If you good, if you dope, like people are gonna tap in. So like that's more what I be focused on. Is like, man, dude, like, you know, how hard are you working? How good is your music? Like, you know, are you like actively trying to like better your situation and better your craft and everything? You know, those are good qualities in people. So like, I know if you doing that, like it's a better chance of you like turning into something in the future, you know.
Hell yeah.
Straight up.
Okay, so how did you get the beat tag? You can ask Bigg Cuz.
Shout out Big Bad Cab. That's him on the tag.
Okay.
I've done like, at this point we've done 3 projects together with Cab, and the very first song that we did, I've produced for him. He did a hook, and at the end it was like, "Who want what? You can ask Bigg Cuz."
Okay.
And so I was just like, man, that's hard. So I just like chopped it and turned it into a tag. And I had a tag at the time that I thought was super live, but this one was just like, I don't know, it just had presence to it. Like, you know, you ain't no confusing, like, well, I don't know what you say on it. Like, you know exactly what it's saying.
Yeah.
And like, it's jumping out the gym.
It gets stuck in people's heads too. So like, I didn't know who Bigg Cuz was, but then I'm listening to all of Ken the Man's music and you hear it and it gets stuck in. You're like, okay, well, who is Bigg Cuz? Let's find out a little bit more.
Facts.
So, since you can ask Bigg Cuz, what's the craziest question Bigg Cuz has gotten?
The craziest? I couldn't think of one. I think the question I get most often, just on meeting people, is, are you a Crip? People say, because I'm Bigg Cuz, they're like, I gotta be Crippin'. And it's just like, nah, there are no Crips in Chicago, dude. Like, that's where I'm from, you know? So, like, I got...
Is it more like cuz, like cousin? Like,
yeah, like I'm
part of the family?
I used to hang with my older cousin, but I was bigger than him. So his friends called me Bigg Cuz.
Oh, okay.
And it just stuck. Like, when... Like, once my friends heard the story, like, it just stuck. Like, oh, yeah, you're Bigg Cuz, you know? So, like, especially, like, once I moved down here, man, it just stuck. Like, everybody down here knows me as Bigg Cuz.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, like, even my niece calls me Uncle Cuz. Like, so it's solidified. Like,
it's stuck.
Yeah.
So, what's the next?
Next,
Well, you just did something today, so we got that coming out.
right. So I got the song with Mo3 and Murray that's going. They're actually shooting a video for. So that I don't know exactly when that's dropping, but they're shooting a video later on this month, so it's coming real soon. I got Kinderman's project that we've been working on. That's almost done, so that should be dropping like within the next few weeks or so.
Okay, good, because I'm excited.
Yeah, that was coming. She got a couple of videos. This about to drop. I got a bunch of work out there. Like it's so much like little stuff that like I couldn't even like really get into until it's like solidified.
Okay,
But yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. And just really like a lot of my work with Mo3 is for engineering. So like now since now I get like more requests, more opportunities as a producer. So I'm trying to focus more on that, like getting different placements with people, because that was never something that I like really shot for before. Like I don't email beats. Like you got to come and pull up on me in the studio, and I'm gonna make the beat. So it's just like now trying to switch from the engineer to like being the producer. Like that being my main focus. Like now I'm like building a catalog of beats for me to send out and all of that. So that's really what I'm focused on now, is just getting like more placements on the beats and everything.
Okay, well, I feel them big placements coming in.
Nah, for sure.
So we're gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah, them producer checks, they hit a little different.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's straight up.
So is there anything else you want to let Doobies to Dollars know?
Nah, y'all just tap in. Make sure y'all spell my name right. 2 G's, 1 Z.
Oh yeah. I saw that earlier because the first time I was like, C-U-Z-Z. I'm like, no. Yeah. I got it correct. So for sure. And we'll put all his links in the bio. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. And thank you for joining.
Thank y'all.